Hey guys, welcome to Captain German Exploring YouTube channel. Behind me, small TOHATSU 3.5 horsepower, and sometimes when you use not really good quality fuel, you have to clean your carburetor. Today in our video I will explain you how to do it properly, hopefully.
We use this motor because we have to go to the shore there. That is, it is about 150 meters, and the use of a large motor such as a Yamaha is impractical for a number of reasons. First of all, it's heavy, you have to carry it back and forth. Secondly, it consumes more fuel, and at a distance of 150 meters, it does not matter your speed. Plus, you can't fly here because there will be a wave, and it will interfere with all other participants in the movement. That's why we use a small motor, but sooner or later, you come to the fact that the carburetor clogs the motor. And today we will disassemble this motor with you, clean the carburetor. And you will have some new knowledge and understanding of how it is done. Because such motors are common. This is Yamaha, this is TOHATSU, and there are a number of Parsons and others there. These are all the same engines, and they have almost the same principles, the same carburetors. So let's take it apart and watch. The advantages of this motor is its weight. They saw how I took it off. Now I take it like this and hang it on the table, so that nothing flows out of the engine. We close the top lid. Check that our gas tank is closed. Well, actually, and now we begin to disassemble it. He understands it very simply. Here the cover is not removed, as in large motors. Three bolts that hold the lid on the side. We twist them out. And the third one is right here at the bottom. All these are the main fasteners that hold the lid itself. And there are small fasteners that twist the lid together. There are 4 of them, 3 at the top and 1 here at the bottom. So that's it. Now we are unscrewing these bolts. Well, actually, we get inside this motor. And, sorry, there's a lid on the bottom that closes access to the spark plug. That's it. We take off this lid, and here we have our carburetor. But in order to get to it, you also need to remove this lid. In this case, we already don't need to remove these upper bolts, because you'll see here are the brackets that hold. All we need to do is to unscrew these 3 large bolts from this side in the same way, which hold the lid itself. You don't need to unscrew these ones, because they just hold a plate that pulls the 2 lids together. That is, it's just being filmed. It is important here that this lock comes out of the groove. So that's it, we have everything ready here. Now let me show you what's here. This is our fuel tank, and accordingly it is open and closed. The supply hose, actually the cylinder itself. There's a candle right here at the end, there's a factory on top, and this is the carburetor. You can remove the whole structure, but I prefer to twist it. We will still need access there. Therefore, we unscrew these two bolts, and here are two small bolts, in order to remove these caps so that we can pull the whole lid back. So that's it, these two are removed. Now these bolts that hold the ends here, they are really long, because they are screwed right into the carburetor. That is, they need to be unscrewed quite decently, because you will see how long they are. There is a second one. Do not forget to remove this check, and that's it. We have this front cover here, it's removable, we put it away here, we don't need it. There is this lock in it, which, when this chip is stretched out, the motor works, and so it turns off the ignition. But actually, how the carburetor works. This part is a sucker. The suction is closed, and, accordingly, the operating mode. Well, this is gas. Here you see how it works there. Well, the suction is naturally here. That's it, now we need to remove the entire carburetor. To do this, we turn the motor to our working side, because here is such a flat bolt. But before we do that, we need to remove the hose. That is, we lower this thing down and pull the hose up. That's it, the hose is removed. It can be thrown somewhere to the side there. And now we remove the carburetor. That is, here we unscrew this bolt a little bit. There's not even a lot of it. Literally, there are a couple of turns. That's it. Well, now the carburetor itself is once, and here it is removed in the hand. And now we are going to disassemble it. I'll show you what it's made of. Usually, where there is a problem is the float chamber. Here are two bolts that need to be unscrewed. It's better to do it with a long screwdriver, but if you have a little skill, then you can do it this way too. And here's the second one right here on this side. That is, this is what you unscrew everything. Usually the problem is that water collects inside, and it stops, restricts the supply of fuel. That is, this is how this whole structure is disassembled. Here is the float itself, which floats in gasoline. Well, here's a gasoline tank with water. And how does it work? Here there is such a fork, and here is the float itself. It floats and lifts this fork. And the fork itself pushes here such a thing, which is located here. When it is opened downwards, the fuel flows accordingly. When it is closed, its float presses, then the fuel supply is turned off. That is, this angle of the fork here is super critically important. And if you have it incorrectly displayed there, then you will have problems. And the problem is that every time to set it correctly, you need to remove the carburetor and adjust it. So this thing is super important. But in our case, we are a little short of pitch, so it needs to be bent up. But nevertheless, in other words, here you understand how it works. So, now we are going to wash it all, so it will need to be disassembled now in some form. That's all, you see, there's a little hole here. It all needs to be cleaned, because if it is clogged, there will be a bad fuel supply. Well, and accordingly, here we are all disassembling and disassembling this thing here. Damn, I need a key. This pin here, it's loose, it's so easy to take out. The main thing is not to lose it when you collect it back. Well, this is the part that is very important. Therefore, now her main thing is not to do anything wrong with her. So, this is what regulates the fuel supply. Well, that is, it is the gas itself. When you lift it up, this thing goes up. Here is such a needle, which inside blocks this feed, or opens it. That is, the more open, the more fuel goes. The more closed, the less fuel goes accordingly. This bolt here is an idle. That is, if you wind it up, the idle speed will be less, unscrew more. But we won't touch it, because we have it all set up. And now, we need to take a needle, and clean all these channels here. In other words, it's so simple, there's nothing complicated here. Since we clean carburetors often, we have a special thing like this, which right here it climbs through and cleans everything well. That's how all these holes that are here are cleaned, just so that nothing accumulates in them, nothing remains. Well, in general, this is how you do it all. Look where there are some holes here. Well, in general, that's it. Everything was carefully cleaned, because this is what is usually clogged. So here's our carburetor. Now we are going to clean it in our cunning way. You can just wash it, that will be enough. It's best to wash it, of course, in kerosene with just a brush, but I did it recently. Because I know that he has the main problem inside. You'll see there was liquid, that is, that's all, it's the water that was left there. Therefore, we will now take it and clean it in a tricky way. So, we have ultrasonic cleaning. There are rubber bands here, because it vibrates like Satan. That's it. It works from USB, but it charges from USB. That is, it basically has a built-in battery, which is more than enough for a long time. In other words, we put all these elements here. That's it. And we can just wash it, not even throw it here, because it's big. In other words, we generally use this bath to clean all sorts of rings, glasses there, and so on. In other words, this is just ultrasonic cleaning for this kind of small things. Then we have a liquid for ultrasonic cleaning. There's a lot of it to fill in. Sorry, I was scared. It is not necessary to pour a lot of it so that it covers. That's how it will be more than enough. For understanding, this bath costs $6, and somewhere around $5, there is such a thing with an ultrasonic liquid. That's it, it's right here. Then we cover it with a lid so that it does not splash, although it will not splash anyway. And turn it on for 5 minutes. That's how everything vibrates here. And you'll see foam has already started there, where every dirt was. We're just going to clean this up carefully now. We have a 5-minute cycle. We wait 5 minutes and turn it off. And we have a cleaning going on. So I connected a bottle to the hose, opened it, and now I'm opening the cork to drain it, so if there's a suck here. There's a small filter there, but still I think he can't do everything there. In short, everything. We merged it a little bit. We close it here, we close this part here. So, 4.5 minutes have passed. Well, in principle enough. That's it, we turn it off. That's all washed away and well, that's it respectively. Now we'll probably run one more cycle, so that it stays like this. Let everything still lie like this. In general, this red is some kind of soap solution. I do not know what it is, maybe you know, write in the comments what it can be. But this is a special liquid for ultrasonic baths. So, it's all from the liquid. We look. Well, there's nothing left at all. Even these ones, all of them, which had all sorts of streaks on the side, I removed everything. Here's the ultrasound thing good. In fact, it could just be washed with some kerosene and wiped dry. It also works if there is no ultrasonic bath, it's okay. Well, it just seems to me that it would be better this way. So, after we conditionally wiped it there, we put it on a piece of paper. So we do this with everything that is here, so that it dries out, so that we can collect it without water. So, everything is laid out, we leave it there for an hour, let it dry out normally in the sun, and we will collect it. Let me show you how this construction is disassembled. So, here this bolt is twisted out, and then you need to do it like this. And just this whole construction, just carefully, because there's a lot of everything falling out of it right now. We clean this part, take out a needle, and here it is important to disassemble it so carefully, because there is such a sickle here. In short, this is all being cleaned up, and now we will collect it back. So, well, let's assemble this whole infernal machine. So we have this first, this second. Here the course is generally light, everything is fine. So now we are screwing up our part of the carburetor here. That's all there is to it. Now we have a needle that we have inserted here. Then we have a C-clip that will push her inside. The clip should be worn on top. That's it, there it is, and just like that. Then we insert the spring, and now there will be an important moment. It is necessary to insert this spring here like this, and this thing here to wind up here. That's it. This part here is our working part. Yes, that's all she's gone here for the underside, and she's going to take it all out for us. Now we take the carburetor, look at the guide. Here it is a groove in the guide. By the way, I had a lot of problems with this before. So that's it, we're spinning it up. Here we twist it as you like, because then we will adjust it with this part here. Then, there is a life hack. In order not to disassemble this thing here, we are going to unscrew this whole thing now. That's how we'll take her out, and put her on these horns here. Everything is there. We twist it. We expose it, it's their plus or minus, so that they are parallel and tighten. Before the last one is tightened here, we expose these legs again and tighten them up. That's it, let's go put the carburetor on. So the test. Everything is tightened up. We have it. Now then we insert this part here, it is inserted here. There's a groove here. We insert it into its seat and insert the pin. It's all hanging out here, but it seems that when everything is assembled, it's quite reliable. Okay, now 1, 2. And here we have 1 and 2. And it's just that we're screwing it up now. After we have spun, nothing will fall out of nowhere there. In other words, you can even not delay much, but that's it, you can already be calm, because we have nothing hanging out here anymore. I'm going to make it. Well, that's it, you can bet. What do we have here? Everything works here. Now there's still a little bit of olive oil in there. Well, in general, it's perfect. Look here, what we have here. Everything works. Everything works here, but that's what it is. It just works on both sides. So that's it, we're betting. It's easy enough to put it on here, and this is the very first thing we do. We take a flat screwdriver and twist it just here. If anything, it's already there to the left, to the right. We'll twist it back later. It doesn't matter, even if it's not super tight to tighten it now. Then in principle, it will be possible to twist it there a little bit back and forth. That's it. Now, firm what is really such a hemorrhoid, it will need to be put on here now with this rubber fuel hose. It's laid here above the carburetor. Then now I'm going to put a clip like this on it here, and it will need to be put on here like this. Really, I just hate these twisting delays. Some asshole made it up. I'm talking about these here, which are right here at the bottom, this is it. But I'll make it easier. I'm going to take it, put a yoke on here and tighten it. That's it, this thing is super tight. Now we're going to bite it off. To do this, there are such thin electric wire cutters. Everything is well and securely held. I like this system much more. So, we're checking. There are 2 verification options. You can lower it just overboard, or you can just put it in a bucket of water and run it already in a bucket of water. So, we check, the water intake is lower. This thing is pouring in here. So, what else do we need to do? Put a chip that it won't start without it. So, it's all there. The wires are open from the important. What are we checking? Is the transmission not on? It's on, because now it's going to be just awful. So, now we open the tab. Open the tab. Well, we are plus or minus ready. Starting up. Look, it's flowing. See? In fact, it was me who stepped in. The bolt, which is from the bottom, needs to be screwed into the carburetor. Right here. This is the thing here. Well, I'm sorry, I was scared, it happens. So, we're checking. Everything is twisted. We put it in its original position. Open the tab. We still have fuel here. Look, the carburetor is full, nothing is running. This is already a good symptom. Okay, everyone, come on. Although let me probably put on this lid so that we can understand the level where we have a cash register. That's it. We check, we start. We close the suction, put it in the start position. Almost. Now he's probably going to catch up with the fuel there in the carburetor. Something doesn't want to. Okay, since it's like this, we'll change the candle now. Well, in general, it's normal, not fatal. So, there is. Well, let's try it. And here's the problem. Do you see it leaking out of the carburetor right here? This means that it overflows. It means that the float, when it rises up, it does not put the squeeze on. It needs to bend these pedals a little bit. I disassembled the carburetor now, and these pedals are just a little bit, literally they're 4/2 millimeter, they need to be bent back. That's it. Well, that's it, we're working. That's how the carburetor is repaired. I was shouting something, you could turn it off. Okay, we take the covers, everything is fine. But no, it's not all right again. Look, you can see the droplets are dripping. This means that I have slightly bent these antennae a little too much. Now I'm going to take them off again and bend them back a little more, so that the float floated up and overlapped more. So here we do everything on the go. They unscrewed it neatly, bent it like that. You can see this plate over there. Now I'm going to squeeze it like this, but I don't know, I have all two hands. In short, you will believe that I will set it on fire. No, I'll show you anyway. Here is this plate. I'm a little bit like this right now. So I'm putting everything back together. So everything is collected. Checking it out. If you open it like this, it will drip if it is badly compressed somewhere. The only minus that can be, if it doesn't even drip, is that it may not top up and then it will have to be disassembled again and bent back. In short, in this carburetor, it's some kind of crap. Instead of making this bolt, this adjustment, this is what to do. Bend it a little, bend it a little. In short, a terrible story. So, pens. There is. Such an old school. But I like that there is a turtle and a bunny in the engine here. Such a sweetness. So that's it. You can assemble the lid at least, you can try to run it again. In short, let's run it now and look at it again. So, well, it's just standing there. It doesn't have any problems. doesn't seem to flow. It's probably okay. But suppose everything is okay. Let's collect the caps. So, this part of our tap is closed, because with an open tap it will not get dressed. So that's it, the tap here has become a regular place. This thing has become a regular place. I got dressed here. We take another lid, collect it from the other side. Okay, everyone, now let's spin. First, we twist these big ones here. Now the same on the other side. And now the little ones.
Spread my wings, I'm breathing free. The yacht sails slow across
And
the
put on the
sea,
lid.
through distant lands,
Holy shit.
to isles unknown.
It was necessary to get this one inside. And it was necessary to stuff this inside.
To dream so far and wide, we're drifting with the sails in pink tonight. Go take a little rest, I'll be on watch, my love, no stress. To dream so far and wide, we're drifting with the sails in pink tonight. Go take a little rest, I'll be on watch, my love, no stress.
I forgot to close the cork. I have a sucker's day today. Okay, let's check it out. There is, opened.
To dream so far and wide, we're drifting with the sails in pink tonight. Go take a little rest, I'll be on watch, my love, no stress. I'll be on watch, my love, no stress.
It doesn't close. It turned out to be much simpler. There, when the carburetor gets dressed, these pedals, which go up and down, they were squeezed a little. That is, I just knocked it there, but I sat down in my grooves and began to work normally. So, well, we need to go and check.
We're drifting with the sails in pink tonight. Go take a little rest, I'll be on watch, my love, no stress. To dream so far and wide, we're drifting with the sails in pink tonight. Go take a little rest, I'll be on watch, my love, no stress. I'll be on watch, my love, no stress.
As you see, this task is not really complicated, but sometimes some minor issue could make delay in your project. But in our case, we manage it successfully. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because we are growing and we would like to have more subscribers. It's quite important for us. It's motivated us. So please subscribe, check the bell, and you will notify about all the videos we will post in our English language channel. See you!
To dream so far and wide, we're drifting with the sails in pink tonight. Go take a little rest, I'll be on watch, my love, no stress. To dream so far and wide, we're drifting with the sails in answered back where next we go, and told of Bali's rainy seas and glow. The ocean's charm, we needed a break. This island here was perfect